officials to have broken all records.
Hello, I'm Ben. This is BBC World News, the latest headlines. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris lead a ceremony to honour the 400,000 Americans who've died during the pandemic. President Trump has issued 73 pardons ahead of leaving office, including clemency for his former advisor, Steve Bannon. Well, it's not just Washington, D.C. that is on high alert. The National Guard has been deployed to at least 21 state capitals after the FBI issued warnings of potential domestic terrorism leading up to the inauguration. That includes Michigan, a state that experienced tense armed protests even before the attack on Capitol Hill, and whose Democratic governor has been a frequent target of President Trump's supporters. Neda Tawfiq reports from the capital, Lansing.
At Michigan state capitol earlier this week, it looked like a time of war rather than a peaceful transfer of power. Military Humvees blocked streets. National Guard members and local law enforcement circled the perimeter.
Hiding Biden, come on.
So far, though, a small group of protesters this week, nonviolent, were outnumbered by security and members of the media. Still, their views spoke volumes about America's predicament.
And we're pissed. Really pissed.
Supporters of President Trump who came insisted, contrary to the evidence, that the radical left was responsible for the attack on the U.S. Capitol.
There's people behind the curtains that are pushing the buttons and the levers, and I think that their agenda is to completely ruin this country.
Also there, a few members of a fringe anti-government group banned by Facebook for advocating violence. The Boogaloo Boys have grown in size online and are now a very visible presence in the flesh.
We feel that our rights and liberties are being stepped on by our government and being stripped away from the people.
Anti-government sentiment has rocked Michigan before. In April, armed protesters tried to enter the floor of the legislature. And in November, an alleged plot to kidnap the state's Democratic governor was disrupted. Experts here believe it emboldened other groups, including those at the Capitol in D.C.
You know, when you open a can of political violence, you can't screw the lid back on. We have sort of normalized political violence in this country by allowing this to occur without the objections that we are now seeing for over 3 years. So as a result, people should be concerned.
At least for now, there is calm at the Capitol.
The extra security at state capitals is just one more reminder of the extreme challenges that await Joe Biden. He'll have little time to celebrate his inauguration as he begins to lead a country on edge in more ways than one. Neda Tawfiq, BBC News in Lansing, Michigan.